Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, today we will take up the metabolism of nitrogen. Apart from carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, nitrogen is the most prevalent element in the living organisms. We also know that nitrogen constitutes about 78% of the total atmospheric gases or air. The nitrogen is present around us in the form of inorganic as well as organic forms such as dinitrogen, ammonia, nitrous oxide, nitric oxide, nitrogen dioxide, nitrate, nitrite and nitrate. And it also occurs in organic forms like amino acids, nucleic acids, vitamins, hormones, chlorophylls, enzymes, etc. The 80% of the total nitrogen is present in the form of molecular nitrogen in the air. And out of the total nitrogen which is found in this universe, about 80% of it occurs in air as molecular nitrogen. But the problem is that most of the living organisms, they are not able to use this form of nitrogen. They are not able to use this molecular form of nitrogen, that is dinitrogen. And in addition to this, though this nitrogen is the most abundant element in the atmosphere, but so far as the soil is concerned, in soil this nitrogen is limited. This is limiting nutrient. This is nitrogen in the nitrogen is limited in the soil, and plants are not able to use this nitrogen, but they compete, they depend on soil microbes for this limited supply of nitrogen that is available in the soil. And these plants, they depend on microbes to provide them nitrogen. That means the nitrogen is a limiting nutrient, and nitrogen is a limiting nutrient for both natural as well as agricultural ecosystems. And though nitrogen is most abundant in the atmosphere, but so far as the soil is concerned, from which most of the nutrients and minerals are obtained by the plant, this nitrogen is deficient. It is limiting in the soil, and it is the microorganisms, soil microorganisms, which are able to convert this nitrogen into that form in which plants are able to use it and then utilize it for performing different activities. As I have already told you, nitrogen exists as dinitrogen, joined by very strong triple bonds in the atmosphere, and the process of conversion of this nitrogen into ammonia or into those forms of nitrogen which plants can use, that is called a nitrogen fixation. That is called nitrogen fixation. In nature, this nitrogen is fixed either by abiotic processes, that is physical processes. These physical processes include lightning, ultraviolet radiations, which provide enough energy to convert this dinitrogen into nitrogen oxides like NO, NO2, N2O. In addition to this, some industrial processes, combustions, forest fires, automobile exhausts, and power generating stations are also source of atmospheric nitrogen oxides a source of atmospheric nitrogen oxides. In addition to this nitrogen is also fixed, as I have told you, by living organisms, which we call as biological nitrogen fixation or biotic nitrogen fixation. That means nitrogen can be fixed by two ways. That is either by a physical process, that is called a physical nitrogen fixation, or by living organisms, that is called biological nitrogen fixation or biotic nitrogen fixation. That means this nitrogen found in the atmosphere, it can be made available to the plants and other living organisms either by the activity of some microorganisms or by some physical processes like ultraviolet radiations, lightning, and also by some industrial combustions, forest fires, automobile exhausts, and power generating stations. Now, this nitrogen, that means ultimately it forms a part of the organic nitrogen that is found in plants and animals. Decomposition of this organic nitrogen of dead plants and animals into ammonia, and this organic matter, the nitrogen found in organic matter of plants and animals, which we call as organic nitrogen, it is decomposed and converted into ammonia by a process that is called ammonification. This ammonification takes place by some special bacteria which are called as ammonifying bacteria. These ammoniifying bacteria mostly belongs to Bacillus genus, that is, they are mostly some Bacillus species. Like Bacillus mycoides, etc. In these Bacillus species, they are able to convert this atmospheric nitrogen and this organic nitrogen found in plants and animals into ammonia. Now, some of this ammonia volatilizes and re-enters into the atmosphere. But most of it is converted into nitrate. By some soil bacteria by a process called nitrification. That means although some amount of this nitrogen volatilizes and re-enters into the atmosphere, but most of it is converted into nitrate by a process that is called a nitrification. And this nitrification takes place in two steps. In first step, ammonia, it is converted into nitrite, that is NO2, with the help of some bacteria like Nitrosomonas and Nitrococcus. And in the second step, this nitrite is converted into nitrate, that is NO2, by another bacteria that is called a nitrobacter. And ammonia is first oxidized to nitrate by bacteria Nitrosomonas and Nitrococcus, and then this nitrite is further oxidized to nitrate with the help of bacterium Nitrobacter. These two steps are called a nitrification. Both these bacteria, that is Nitrosomonas, Nitrococcus and Nitrobacter, they are chemoautotrophs. They are chemoautotrophs. They are chemoautotrophs. This nitrate thus formed is absorbed by the plants, and this nitrate, which is absorbed by this nitrification process, it is absorbed by the plants, and is then transported to leaves. It is absorbed by the plants and it is available to the plants, and the plants are able to absorb this form of nitrogen, that is nitrate, and then it is transported to leaves. In the leaves, it is once again reduced to ammonia, and if we convert this nitrate once again into ammonia, that finally this ammonia finally forms the amino groups of amino acids, and this ammonia ultimately forms the amino group of these amino acids. Now this nitrate present in the soil is also reduced to nitrogen by the process of denitrification. One more process takes place, that is called denitrification, by which this nitrate is reduced to nitrogen. It is reduced to nitrogen, and this is also controlled by microorganisms, by some bacteria like Pseudomonas and Thiobacillus. That means what we can see, three processes takes place here. First, ammonification takes place, in which the organic nitrogen found in dead plants and animals, it is decomposed and converted into ammonia, and the organic nitrogen found in plants and dead plants, and it is decomposed and converted into ammonia by a process that is called ammonification. That ammonification takes place with the help of the bacteria, that is Bacillus. Then this some amount of this ammonia, it volatilizes and enters the atmosphere, but most of it is converted into nitrate by some soil bacteria by a process that is called nitrification. This nitrification has two steps. In the first step, ammonia is first oxidized to nitrite by bacteria Nitrosomonas and or Nitrococcus. Then in the second step, the nitrite is further oxidized to nitrate with the help of another bacterium that is called Nitrobacter. These two steps, that is the conversion of ammonia into nitrite, then into nitrate, they are called nitrification. These bacteria, they are chemoautotrophs. The nitrate thus formed is absorbed by the plants and is transported to leaves. In the leaves, it is reduced to form ammonia that finally forms the amino group of the amino acids. Nitrate present in the soil is then reduced to nitrogen by the process of denitrification. This denitrification is carried out by another group of bacteria that we call as Pseudomonas and Thiobacillus. This is all about the first aspect of this metabolism of nitrogen. Another aspect we will take in next lecture. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.